Hi everyone, good morning. It's me, Shalama. I am back this morning. Today is Saturday, and I am gonna check what's the date today. I can't see the date on my phone. So today is the 22nd, December 22nd, so 2018, December 22nd. I mentioned that, twice already? So I want to share with you guys, I have been playing with how to make your own paper, and I've been playing around and messing around with some stuff that I would like to share with you guys. And the first one I'm going to share with you guys, I have this cardstock. It's plain and it was two-sided, so I ironed a Christmas paper on it, and I would like to show you guys how I made it. But first I am going to share with you guys all the one I made. But this one was the first one, and it's not bad, but I could still use them. But I was experimenting and trying to make my own paper. So that's the first one I made. So I'm going to share with you guys the rest of them that I made. So that was my experiment. And there was the second one was my experiment. These are some of them. These are tissue paper that I ironed on here. I made this one, and I use a 12 by 12 white cardstock. I had the paper somewhere. Thank you, kiddo. I'm just getting the paper. The 12 by 12 white cardstock, this right here, that's what I use. So I use that, and I'm gonna share with you guys so you could, make tags out of this, or you could use them for your journaling or whatever. So I'm happy to make my own paper. My daughter just brought me a glass of tea, so she's cleaning today. She's washing bathroom. She's cleaning the house today for me because she's gonna have a few people over for. I let her do it every year, so her friends and get together before Christmas, and Christmas Eve is our time with the family, and I let her do it with her friends, and so it's something. She don't go anywhere. So okay, so back to making my own paper. This one here is a napkin too. I have the napkin somewhere here sitting. I cut it up, and I cut it in squares. So I took the backing off, and all the backing sitting right here. That's the backing, and I took that off. And I just cut the cardstock, and I just ironed it on there, and it came out beautiful. I could use that in, make a cover for a journal, a small journal. Sorry guys about my phone. I'm getting a lot of messages. This one is an experiment too. So this one is the second one, and this is the first one. So these I might use them for tags or something. So it might come up to make ATC. I could cut them and make Christmas ATC out of this one here. So those probably go for ATC. This one here I put on a plain cardstock too. So it's a comic from the weekend. Like Thursday we get the Weekender paper, and I cut the comic out and I ironed it on here on a cardstock. So this one came out pretty good. My daughter likes that. She said, oh mom, they came out really nice. And this one here, I add different pieces to it. I add a comic, I add Christmas paper on it. I was playing around, so those are that. Then I add a piece of Christmas wrapping paper on here. And I ironed it on, and a red piece of cardstock. And I iron it on, and now I don't have to fuss with it. I just cut it out, and I can make my tags out of this. Or I could make a page out of, I almost like make a page out of, like, you know, fold it and make a Christmas page out of it. So that's that. This one here is another red cardstock with Christmas wrapping paper. These are the paper that I got extra, and I saved it and I bring it down in my craft room. So I decided to make some Christmas paper. I went shopping for Christmas paper and I couldn't find any, and the paper are so expensive, so I decided to try. I'm not an expert. I am just learning how to do and make my own paper. So this is a Christmas paper. So I have a few more Christmas paper I want to experiment on. And here's another one that I had 3 strips, so I put 3. And I can make 3 tags out of here. And it's on a cardstock, a gray, or I don't know what color would you call that, cardstock. Then I have another one here, another comic I cut out and I put it on there. And these comic could be, you could make like little comic ATCs, and it's on a nice sturdy cardstock. And if you want to make it more sturdy, you could cut up a cereal box and you could just glue it on there or whatever. So there's a idea for a weekender, and I'm going to show you guys how I make it. Okay, so these are the one that I made, and I was playing around this morning. Sorry, I gotta take a sip. My husband called me this morning and he said he's gonna come home early because his boss said there's not too much work, so he's gonna be home in a little bit. He's gonna be home in like a half hour or so. So there is some more I would like to share with you guys. I did the whole page, and I add over here, I add the comic piece of the comic here, and I add a watch. And all these watches I got from K Jewelry when my husband bought my when he bought my ring and my Valentine gift in my 9th anniversary ring. They keep sending us books, so I cut all the watches. I have books of them, tons of books from K Jewelry. So I cut out a piece of I cut out 2 watches that stuck together, and these you can fussy cut them. I'm not worrying about the little bit of things that are on there. These are all gonna get fussy cut, and this is one that I made. You guys can see that. I'll put this here. Then this is another one I made. I add the tissue paper, one of this tissue paper part there. I add a piece of Christmas paper that you put in the box. And this is a piece of a comic, and then there's another napkin that I have over here. This is the napkin that I cut, and this one is gonna be like, I'm gonna make this later on. And this one here is next one. It's on a white cardstock, and I could cut it out, and I could make, you know, a little small journal pocket. You could use them for journal pocket or whatever you want to use them for. So this is an idea of making your own paper. So I will show you guys in a little bit, but I just want to share with you guys how much I made. This is another actually this came out of here, and these are the scraps. So this, I made a whole sheet of it, and it came out really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful paper, beautiful. Then this one here is the same thing, but this one got a little bit of crinkle, but I don't mind the crinkle. But it came out beautiful. It's like having a bling paper. Not really. What do you call it? Glitter paper. It looks like a glitter paper. So then this one here is a napkin that I did. And I should have, like over here, I'll probably do something over there. But this here, I'll probably cut out and put in a Christmas journal. And then this one here is a napkin. This is a pink flowered napkin that I had. So I decided to make a pink flowered one. And they came out beautiful. And they're on a white cardstock. So to make these, I am going to show you guys how I am going to do a puzzle, not a puzzle, a comic. I already got my comic here cut. I'm gonna add pieces together. I'm gonna add a few things to make it look like, you know, I could fussy cut it out. So let me get some things out. Let me get my white paper. And first thing I should mention, to make this, make your own paper, you need, I have an iron that I don't use anymore, so I bring it in my craft room because my husband knows I like red. So I got a red iron upstairs for ironing clothes. So I got my iron nice and hot. Not too hot. Don't put it too hot, otherwise you're gonna burn your paper. Put it where it's gonna work to make your paper what do you call it, stick to the cardstock. So first thing I am gonna explain to you guys, what do you need? You need wax paper. You need wax paper. And you need cling wrap. This is what's gonna hold your paper to your cardstock. Okay? Okay. And if you decided to, you don't want to make the whole 12 by 12, you may use scissors to cut your paper down, or use your cutting tools to cut your paper down the size you want to iron your tissue, your wrapping paper, your comic paper. Come up with all kinds of different ideas to make your own paper. You know, just cut up your magazine and you want to put them on a nice cardstock. Just cut them up and iron it on in a nice cardstock. And then when you're ready to use them, it's nice and sturdy, and then you can fussy cut it out. Okay, so that's that. And the most important thing you need is your wax paper, your cling wrap, your paper. This is the paper. Your image that you're gonna put on your paper, and your iron, nice and warm, not too warm, not too hot, you know, don't burn your paper. Okay, so we're gonna put this and adjust it where we want them, where we want this to be. And we're gonna use a comic, and like I mentioned before, I have a lot of watches that I cut up. So we're gonna add some watches to this part over here, and I want to see how it's gonna fit. And I'm gonna make a whole page with just watches that I collect. So we're just gonna try to put it where we want it. Like this one here is like really pretty. That's a really pretty one, so those could get fussy cut. And this could go right here, and maybe we could add this one right there. And we need a little something more for here. And what did I do with my bags of fussy cutting. I have a bag here full. I have like 5 bags full of fussy cutting things out from magazines. And I'm trying to find something like really small to fit in that little spot. If I could get another watch to go in there, it would be nice because I have a lot of watches. So if I find like a single watch, maybe. I think I got one. But it's going to be too big. They're going to be too big. I need something small or something just right for there. And look at this. Look at all these good stuff that I cut up. Maybe we could put a ring, maybe. A ring in there. We could put a ring in there. Like so. Okay. So I'll put the one that we don't use back in my bag. Look at these beautiful things that I cut out of magazines, guys. I have a whole bag full here. A whole bag full of goodies. And I just went to Michael jewelry store last week. And I got some books from them. So those are going to be turning into journals. So this is what I'm going for right now. Okay. Let's adjust them. Maybe we should put the big one there and put the small one in the middle somewhere here. And then we'll adjust this like so. And that's how I want this paper to look. So what I'm gonna do, take this off now. And I gotta remember what goes where. Doesn't matter. You don't have to remember. Just put it where you think it goes. Okay. Now we're gonna get this ready. Okay. First you need to do, put your cling wrap on there. And the cling wrap is a little bit hard to work with, but it works a try. So what I do, I just hold them right there. I don't take it out of the box yet, or I don't cut it out yet. I give myself as much I needed to work with and trying to get all the crinkle and wrinkle out of it. It is hard working with a cling wrap. It is really hard working with it. So we're gonna have to get this nice, and it's kind of cling up over here, but I want to take that cling off of there. It is, I told my husband I need the wider one. If you could find the wider one. Mine came from the dollar store. I got a cheap one, so. And mine came from the dollar store. So we got that. It's a little bit, but it will look beautiful. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my tea on top of there. It's not hot. I am going to take that and break it off, cut it, break it off with the blade. I'll take, you see, my tea is not that hot, so it didn't do nothing to the cling wrap. Okay, so let's try this. Don't quote me on it, you can make a mistake. We're gonna put this there. You don't have to be perfect. That like that. Let's add the watch there. Let's put this watch over here. See, now I have more room for stuff. And wait a minute. It's gonna move a little bit, but all you just have to do, just be careful. Okay, we'll do like this. You gotta go back over here. There you go. Okay, you sit right there, and we'll just take the ring right here like so, and we got that all nice and ready there. Okay, now we're gonna take a piece of wax paper. Take a piece of wax paper. I'm gonna tear a piece. Sorry for the noise. And I am going to lay this wax paper right on top of there. And make sure it's in place. Like so. Okay. I hope you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Okay. There we go. I'm going to take my iron and I'm going to slowly move my iron around on it. Don't let your iron sit on it. Just move the iron so your iron not going to burn your stuff, okay? So keep rubbing on it and keep rubbing on it and make sure it's all nice and, you know. I am going to make a lot more papers for myself. And I have a few friends that I made. And I'm going to send a lot of good stuff for them so they could start making their junk journal. So you're going to stop and try to lift your wax paper up and see if your stuff stick. On this side, it did not. Now when you pull it up, you got to be really careful pulling it up. So I have to take care of this side a little bit. Be really careful. I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. And be really careful because you don't want to rip it, right? You put in all that effort to do it, right? Okay, now I am taking my time. I am pulling out my wax paper off of the top of my paper that I just beautiful create. And there you go, voila. I made myself paper. I made myself paper. Look at that. Beautiful cardstock, 12 by 12. How beautiful is that? How beautiful. Sorry. How beautiful is this? Look at that. Now I could take all the watches and all the stuff that I cut and make a whole sheet of paper. And I got myself paper. I could put different image on my paper. Take my cling wrap, put it down, add my image, take my wax paper, cover it up, and just iron it, and you got yourself some beautiful paper. That is beautiful. That is beautiful, and it's really easy to make. So if you guys like this video and if you like what I did and how I did it, and if you decide to give it a try, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.